Retirement Garage. I brought the ball, and the ball was out here, and I matched my shirt, I guess, because it wasn't that long ago, 2016, almost to the day. I think it was a few days ago, that the Cavaliers won the championship. 1 million people in downtown Cleveland. How amazing. But that's not why we're here. So we'll put that down. We're here because we're going to update our Social Security for the month of June 2025. As most of you know, and if any newcomers, my wife and I are trying to live on Social Security alone. So our daily operational expenses will be only Social Security. We're trying not to touch savings for our daily operational spending. Now, this year, so far, we've spent, I guess you would call it emergency funds or taking money out of the bank. We've spent about $12,000. Last year, we were under $1,000 in, so $892 above our operational expenses, which wasn't bad. I thought it was pretty good, and we had no major emergencies. This year, we've had electrical, we've had, which part of that was because I wanted to do some extra stuff. So it wasn't like an emergency. It was just common sense stuff to get the new electrical box put in. And then a water heater, 50-gallon water heater, $2,000 for that. So, and then we had some attorney fees for some various things. And so we're like $12,000 out of the bank account so far this year. What are we at? The halfway mark. So hopefully it won't be another $12,000. The only thing that could probably do that, knock wood, would be if the car goes bad or something. But hopefully we're done with the major stuff for now. Cross your fingers, right? Anyway, where's our board? Our board says that we are at $38.76 gross for 2 checks. My wife's and my Social Security checks. And of that, we've got some changes this time in July. Believe it or not, there's a few changes here. Some good, some bad, but isn't that always the case? Property taxes. I got my new tax bill. Now, I had one in December that I paid in January, and then I don't know if I calculated it wrong or what the deal was, but I was putting down $491 per month. I pay it twice a year. So the property taxes are actually only, if you break it down over the course of a year, it's $462 a month. And again, I pay that twice a year. So about $29 difference lower. So hey, that's good. And I've had to recalculate everything here. So $462, the house insurance went up. I just got that bill. I have to pay that. I pay that once a year through State Farm. My house insurance is $842, so I probably rounded it off. So $71 a month, but I pay it once a year. It's due at the same time as my property taxes. Imagine that. Natural gas dropping down a little bit, $81. And you know, these are the fixed costs. What are you going to do? Electricity, $80. So pretty consistent over the last few months on that. Our life insurance, $209, which we talk about all the time. I'm sticking with it. That's the way it is. Have a nice day, as they say. Auto insurance went down a little bit, 56 to 51 per month, because I put the gizmo in, the State Farm gizmo that tracks you. And actually, I made a little trip today, and it said I braked too hard. No, I didn't. But the gizmo says I did, so what are you going to do? AI rules everything, right? Auto insurance, 51. The Medicare, of course, for my wife and me, it's $370. $185 a piece. That's most people who are on Medicare have that same cost. Most people. Some people pay a little more. Plan N has been very, very good to me. $172. Hers is a little lower than mine. Now, I heard from one of our subscribers that the cost of hers is going up, and I have not seen anything. We have Cigna, and I heard Cigna, she said that Cigna has sold the business and gone to somebody else, so I don't know if we're going to get a huge increase or not, but we'll see how that goes. And Plan D, I always write this on here. It's zero cost to me. So I do have a Plan D or drug plan through Cigna. Well, it's actually through WellCare. And it's zero cost for us here in Ohio. And so I leave it on the board because I think it's a good idea to get, if you're on Medicare, to get the drug plan as well. Otherwise, there are going to be some penalties, and I won't get into that because I'm not smart enough to know. Amazon, I added that to the list this time because it was pretty, sometimes if we got $5 or $6, I'll put it in miscellaneous. Or if we're buying a couple things, put it in miscellaneous. Boy, between planes, trains, and automobiles out here, now sirens. You think that this is some kind of crazy area, and it's actually like one of the quietest areas ever. But what are you gonna do? They only do this when I'm doing a video. So Amazon 162, our cable, she's still using that. So 150. I'm trying so hard to get her off the cable, and someday I'll win, but I can't predict what day it is. Although our cable company did just send us a notice that they're raising rates again next month. That's something I'm going to have to do this week or next week. No, probably this week. I've got to get in there and talk to the guys and girls over there. I like the face-to-face. Calling is a waste to me. So face-to-face, I got to get in there and see if I can get a deal. If I can't, Mrs. Buzz she's going to have to do something here because 150 is still pretty far up there. T-Mobile Internet. So it's 6161. Long story short, I have Mint Mobile now. They offer T-Mobile Internet for $35, or with taxes, the where'd it go? The $42, okay? So with Mint, if you haven't gotten that email and you want T-Mobile Internet, you can get it for $35 with the tax, $42. So I talked to T-Mobile and said, hey, I'm on Mint now. So what are you charging me $60? Oh, it's a mistake. If you saw my T-Mobile rant, I'm kind of tired of T-Mobile, but for Internet, I don't have much of a choice around here. I don't have AT&T Fiber, which might be good. Cox, my cable company, wants $70 for their low-grade internet. So I'm just going to pay the $42 with T-Mobile and suffer with them, I guess. Because I'm not a big fan of T-Mobile anymore, since they screwed us seniors over. So I don't like it. Uma home phone, $18. That's so she can hear when the phone calls, they can hear who's on the phone, and we do use our home number. But Uma is, I tell you what, I think they're terrible. I really do. We're not getting the voices coming on when someone calls. You can screen by hearing the voice, then you can pick up the phone, right? Well, it stopped working. I called Uma. They had no clue what I was talking about. It's like, I'm paying for the Premier, which is $18. Without that service of hearing who's calling, it's free. You just pay taxes, which comes out to about $7. Well, I've got the $7 plan, so I called and they said, oh, yeah, we'll have a tech call you. Well, that was 3 days ago. I haven't heard from anybody, so now I got to follow up with them. As far as I'm concerned, I told Mrs. Buzz today, we need to get rid of Uma. They suck. So, at least that's my experience right now. Mint Mobile, here's the best thing going on right now since sliced bread. I got Mint Mobile and I went with the 1 year, $15 a month, 5 gig, paid for the year. I don't have to deal with it. She has a track phone that's paid off for the year. So we're paying a fixed $27, including the taxes, $27 a month for the next year. I can live with that. I think that's the greatest thing. And so glad people pushed me into getting another service other than T-Mobile. And T-Mobile gave me the last shove because they raised it up $5 a line. I would have been paying $74. I'm down to $27. That is a win. $24 for gas for the car. I get this all the time. Don't you go anywhere? Don't you do anything? And I'm like, every store and restaurant that we frequent is 2.2 miles away. So Sam's Club and Costco are probably the furthest away from me. Everything else, local grocery stores, like, you know, there's Aldi, there's Giant Eagle, Mark's, all the different, you know, there's a mall right next to us, there's a strip area, there's all kinds of shopping and convenience stuff around our house within 2 miles. So I don't have to drive. Like some of you, I know you live out in the country, you live far from like gas stations and stuff, and I understand. But that $24, and I got a 30 mile per gallon car. So do the math. It works out well for us too. So restaurants. Now restaurants was $4.20 versus $1.10. Why? Because we had family in for a wedding reception, and you know, we split the bill on one, and you know, we did some different things, and we ate out more than we normally do in the month of June. So that number was $4.20. $5.31 for groceries. Did you hear that? To my subscribers and followers of this, you see that number? $5.31, and that's legit. That is a legit $5.31. Why am I so happy? Well, look at the previous 2 months. $9.95, $9.26, $5.31. How do we accomplish that? Because I finally listened to you guys. And someone said, just don't go shopping to Sam's or Costco for a month. Well, by happenstance, we couldn't go anyway because of some obligations, family obligations that we had. So we ended up going twice in the month. Worked out good. And Mrs. Buzz says we really didn't dent the freezer too much, so we're going to stick to that and go twice. And the reason I go every week is because those $5 chickens, those $5 rotisserie chickens, you can't beat it. But yeah, I end up picking up other stuff, so, and you know, stuff that we like, you know, you get fruit, you get, you know, the salads and different things like that. But hey, if we can get that budget down on the food, that's the biggest savings for us, I should say, if I could spit it out. The biggest savings for us would be in the food category. So we're really trying hard to get that knocked down. Finally, after like, what, 15 months of doing this? $9 for paper, plastic, and soap. Didn't have to buy anything. I just got from Sam's Club, the Palmolive Gold, the big one for $8.86. I round up $9. Home products, $3.96, and I'll break that down. As a matter of fact, we'll do that now. So home products, batteries, AA batteries. We buy the pack. We don't buy the, you know, the 4 or 5 that you get at the local store. We just go ahead because these last a long time. So we got $25. Home Depot was $95. 3 yards of soil, remember? I filled up my raised bed garden. So that cost me for 3 yards, $178. My solid tire for my for my wheelbarrow was at Harbor Freight was $38. And what else did I get here? A hanging, what is that? Oh, hanging flowers, 2 hanging flowers. 20 or $12.50 each, I think, so $25, something like that. Miscellaneous, I did get a subscription to Picture It, which is a you take a picture of the plants, but AI is going to replace that. So, but that's what I bought. And then to Vicky, Miss Vicky out there, I bought Office 2021 for $56. I now have Office and PowerPoint and Excel and all that. So Miss Vicky, thank you for helping me out there. And Dave, thanks for showing me the website where I could get this stuff. Yes, eventually, like soon, it's Microsoft is not going to update it because they keep wanting you to buy, you know, the bigger and better thing. And it's not Office 365, which you have to pay monthly or yearly. This is just the old Office 2021, so that worked out well. So that breaks down my home products, pet products you could see was only $72 because, like I said, last month I bought a lot of birdseed at Tractor Supply. Why? Because it was on sale. I was saving $4 a bag, so I bought 3 or 4 bags. I think I bought 4 bags, and I knew that would last me through the month, or through the month of June, and it has. And I still have a bag left over, so that'll get me into July too. So that's $72. Entertainment $120. The miscellaneous, which you saw, was about $142. You saw part of it on there. And that put us at $37.46. $38.76 is what we get in Social Security. The remainder, taking off my shoes and doing the quick math, it's $130 up. So year to date, we are $351 ahead. Now, where does that, make sure you can see that. Where does that go bad? That usually goes bad in November and December, actually October, when Mrs. Buzz starts her Christmas shopping. So I want to get ahead. I'd like to be $1,500 ahead to $2,000 ahead. That's a goal by December or October when she starts her Amazon buying for Christmas gifts. So it's a goal. Anyway, so not too bad this month. We were minus 51. You know, I didn't put the months, but it's March, April, May. How did I forget that? It's March, April, May. March, April, May. No. No. What do you mean no? No. If you're paying attention, it's April, May, June. April, May, June. So write that on your little sheet. April, May, June, okay? And I'll update mine here. Can't believe I didn't do that. Well, all the rest of the stuff is looking good. I think we're doing pretty well so far. You know, getting the soil, getting all the springtime stuff. Expenses should come down. Get the groceries down. We've hit the cell phone, which is great. Working on that internet, making sure that that stays low. Gas with the car staying low. And in Ohio, we can play around with our electric and gas. So I'm always watching those rates to see where, because we can buy the actual electricity and actual gas. We can't do anything about the generation costs and the delivery costs, but we can at least play around with that a little bit. So I'm always looking for a good deal. Every week I go on the PUCO Apples to Apples website here in Ohio, and there's some other states that you can do the same thing, and I always look for a good deal. So staying on top of that. The rest of the stuff, the dental, I'm glad I have it, because tomorrow I think I got a root canal in progress. I think he's going to tell me. I had a root canal up here at the top of this tooth here, and about 4 years ago, and I think it's got the same pain, it's got the same issue, and of course it's got a crown over it, so I don't know if they'll drill through that crown or if he's going to have to pop everything out and start from scratch, but we'll find out at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So anyway, Buzz's Retirement Garage, here's where we're at. Give me your comments, concerns, questions, and we will see you next month here in Buzz's Garage.